one's joined. I don't know. I don't know where my mouse is either. It doesn't say anybody's on yet, but I'm live. Get the live chat pulled up here. Wait for people to join. All right, we got Dad on here. Hey, Dad. I will say, try to have the camera a lot closer. I don't know if my microphones are, I should have tested this. Last time the audio wasn't, it was just quiet. So hopefully the mics are working. If the mics aren't working, the phone is going to be a lot closer today. So give people time to get on here. Perfect. Just pulling up my laptop here just so I can see this. Also, I'm gonna flip this because it's mirrored right now. So, oh, that's bad. Be bad. Oh, I see the problem. I'm stupid. I had to flip the camera. There we go. Live watching. All right, yeah. So, like last time, let's just talk running. Anybody got anything they want to talk about? You know, USA's just happened. I'll be honest, I didn't watch any of it. I was back home, so spent time with my family. That's why I was home. So, but I was checking the results, so we could obviously, if anybody has anything they want to say about that, let's do it. Bob, all right. Gable, yeah, Gable. I don't know if Gable's gonna join the chat today, but yeah, Gable ran the steeplechase at the U.S. Championships, made the final. Yeah, I know he's pretty excited to make the final. Last year he didn't make the final of the trials, so sure he wanted to run better. Be honest, I haven't talked to him about the race yet. I've been texting him some this week, but haven't talked about the race. I wanted him to bring it up because I'm sure he wanted to do better. Bob or Billy? I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry, Will. I don't know what you're talking about. The high schooler running 142. Yeah, Merger. I mean, obviously that was crazy. So, really crazy. I mean, I believe that was a world U18 record. So, I mean, yeah, I don't really know a lot about. I mean, he was already really good, but to do that, I mean, yeah, 16 years old. I don't want to take anything away from him, but I know I didn't look that mature when I was 16. So I think he's probably really mature for 16. But even if he was for as much physically maybe as mature as most 18 or 19-year-old, it's still absolutely crazy. I mean, if a 25-year-old runs that time, you're insane. So I think it's great, and I think a lot of people would agree with me. I mean, I just hope he can maintain this. maintain that speed. So we'll see where he can go from here. We'll see how he does at Worlds. I mean, it's pretty good, but there's still some guys that are a lot better, have ran faster. So I wish him the best. I don't know anything about him personally, so hopefully he's a nice guy too. If he's not, then I don't really care. Yeah, that may be the highlight. Patrick, hey, from New York. New York's great to visit. I've been there a couple times. Going back later. William Sullivan, S16. Hello. What's up, William? William. Not sure what you go by. Some more people saying hey and hi. Welcome. Everybody's joining. Says we got 11 watching. One of those is me on my laptop here reading the chat. So 10 people. Stephanie Akers. Hi. Yeah, I don't know if kind of we wanted to say something about USA's. I tell you, I haven't watched the race, but it's kind of interesting to see Cole Hawker win the 5K. I mean, I told some people this past week. I mean, in my opinion, if you're the 1500 Olympic champion, you can run a pretty fast 5K. I don't think that should be a surprise to anybody. It seems to sometimes be a surprise, but to see him win USA's over some guys that should be beating him, that was impressive, pretty cool. I don't know if anyone else feels about that. You should create a gaming channel. Trust me, you do not want to see me game. I am extremely bad at video games and not very entertaining when I play. All right, any other running things we want to talk about? I like kind of letting the viewers kind of drive the conversation. I'll talk, but thoughts on USATF XC team and individual being switched around? I like it personally. I think it kind of lines up nice with for like U.S. champs being in December. I think it lines up really nice for a lot of people, given that indoor starts in like, I mean, there's some race in December, but mainly starts in January. So it's kind of weird when it's in like halfway through January, because you're like, do I want to run an indoor race and then run a cross country race and go back to indoor? Um, so that's weird for me. I like it. Individual being in January, I mean, for us, like MDE and some of the other top teams in the U.S., I think again that would be weird, but for the most part, that event isn't for people like us. It's for clubs all over the U.S. of all levels. So, and then this year, I think it's cool that the U.S. champs would be same day as Nike Nationals out there. Hopefully, it doesn't rain. Chances are it will, but there's been years it hadn't rained. I know a couple people have said it rains every year, but it rains almost every year, and then it'll be cool. Club being same as Worlds. Testing food. No, I don't think this guy understands what my channel is. What do I think about Noah Lyles and Kenny Benerick beef at USA's? I don't know the whole story. They do. I was talking with some people about this a few days ago. I guess they looked into it a little more than me, but I mean, I'm not a fan of it. Either way, I mean, to be honest, I've never been the biggest fan of Noah Lyles. I wouldn't consider myself a hater, but I'm not like a big fan of him. I just don't really like how he carries himself. But I've always kind of liked Kung Fu Kenny. I've never, again, I mean, I'm not a super big fan of really anybody, to be fair, but I didn't really think Kenny should have pushed him. Even, I don't know what Noah said. Maybe that's out there now. But regardless, like, he shouldn't have pushed him. So, and I think it's risky, even if he said something he shouldn't have said and he kind of swerved over, which maybe he did, but that's just kind of risky pushing people like that. So I don't know. That's my opinion of it. I mean, I don't mind there being some like people having a little beef or some competition there, but Yeah. I mean, but that's what happened. You get two high-end athletes, two of the best in the world, a lot of pride, a lot of testosterone out there, and that's the kind of thing that happens. But ideally, I don't think people need to be pushing each other. So, especially when the guy pushing's the guy that got beat. It's not a good look on him. Makes him look like a sore loser. Have you ever been on the end of a dirty move like that? Nothing comes to mind. I mean, I've had people push or bump me, but you know, I don't think so. I mean, nothing comes to mind. I mean, you get pushed and stuff, but nothing coming to mind. Thankfully, I normally try to stay out of people's way and try not to give them a reason to do anything. I mean, in high school there was a guy clipping my heels, but and I may have kind of said something to him in the race, but looking back, I don't think he meant. Looking back, honestly, I was probably slowing down, and he probably was going the same pace, and that's why he clipped me. So, yeah. Yeah, normally you see those dirty moves in the Slippy Rock. I wouldn't say it was a dirty move. I think it was just people getting caught up in the moment. Nationals my freshman year of cross. I mean, a guy fell down, he tripped. It happens, and then he stood up and like knocked another guy, and that guy knocked me. So wasn't anything dirty. I think it was just cross country people falling down, and then maybe people not being quite. I don't know. I say they weren't aware of their surroundings, but it was like 200 meters into the race, so um, it happens. As unfortunate as it is, it happens. I mean, I normally try to. Hey Jay, if I don't know what you're talking about, just get off the stream if you're gonna bring that negative energy in here. So I don't see anything. So, yep, stuff happens in cross country. So, funny, I've only fallen down twice in cross country, thankfully. So, not bad if running cross country since fourth grade. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, not as much activity here as the last live stream. So, it may not go as long, but that's all right. This one's a little bit shorter of a notice, but didn't have anything going on this afternoon. Upcoming races. Yeah, I got some fall races planned. The big one, Cow Harbor, 10K in September. 10K road race up in New York. That'll be fun. And then we'll after that TBD. But we talked earlier about U.S. Cross Champs for sure. Got that one on the calendar. That's a big one on the calendar. And then maybe some other stuff for sure. Probably won't just race Cow Harbor and that, but I know I'm doing Cow Harbor, and then I know I'm gonna do U.S. Cross Champs. So some other stuff will line up. Just kind of see how things are going. Normally not a ton of racing in the fall for us, so kind of coming off track and just kind of big build in the fall, get some nice races in, make sure we're in shape for indoor, springboard into outdoor with indoor. More the marathoners, they have their fall marathons, but for me, I'm still a track guy, so not the same. This chat's dead. I will say I do have a new YouTube video hopefully coming out in the next couple days. I'm almost done editing that. Should be nice. Long run video. Don't have too many of those these days, unfortunately, but was able to get some good footage the other day. So Be on the lookout for that video here pretty soon. It's got a I've got all the clips. Just gotta rewatch it and then mess with the audio some. Yeah, and then I think the next live stream I'm gonna try to have Swanee on here. He's been on the channel a couple times, so with the run last year and then his interview a couple months ago, so he couldn't make today. So I said that's all right. I'll still do a live stream, but hopefully get him on the stream soon. Yeah, I was hoping for some more activity in the chat. So if anybody has any running stuff they want to talk about, any questions, drop it. Or if anybody maybe has predictions for Worlds in Tokyo, maybe drop those in the chat. Well, yeah, maybe anybody watching, drop your favorite your current favorite running shoe in the chat. Curious to see what people have to say. So many different brands and models out there. I'm in the Brooks Glycerin mainly these days, so been in the Glycerin for a long time. Been through a lot of different models and changes, so but I feel like the last three, the 20, the 21, and the 22 have been really good shoes. They fit well, they feel good underfoot. The Ghost or the Glycerin, yeah. I haven't been in the Ghost in a while. The 16s weren't terrible, but they just fit me a touch small. And then the 17s, they didn't feel bad, but I'm just kind of hesitant. So maybe if they feel more like the 14s or 15s, I'll, in the future I'll get some, but just holding off. But the Glycerin, it's good. Says we have 8 people watching. Been in Brooks since 95. Been doing you good. Yeah, so if you just hopped on, just curious what shoes you train in, drop that in the chat. So, always curious. So let's see, once I started working at TC Running Company, I catch myself, I'm out, looking at like trying to figure out, at the airport or something, see what people's shoes they're wearing, or out running on the trail around the lake or whatever. Kind of catch myself like looking. Just always curious to see. Sometimes you see people running in shoes you may think they shouldn't be running in, but they're adults. They can do whatever they want. Yeah, and then still working out in the Nike Vaporflies personally. So I was back on the track the other day, so put those on, Nike Vaporfly 3s. I do have a pair of Vaporfly 4s, but I'm saving those for road races that I have this fall. So still got some life in the 3s for workouts. Live stream pretty dead, so probably gonna call this one at 1 at 1:30 probably. So okay, so the bracelets. So just this one. So this is we got these. The big meet in Minnesota is the Hamlin Elite Meet. So 20. This is 2025 HU Hamlin University Elite Meet. So this was like how you like coaches and athletes got into the meet for free. I just still wear it. I don't know why. And then I have this USA bracelet. Got this down in Iowa at the 4th of July parade. Just USA with USA flag. And then I have this nice bracelet here. This one got from my teammate at Iowa State, Rogers. So he's Kenyan. He had some relatives in Kenya make them and send them over. He was giving us some of them. So I got the U.S. flag here, and then it's got the Kenyan flag right there. So it's a really high quality bracelet. So shout out to Rogers Shocks. He's got 4th NCAA 10K champs. So that's what that one's not rubber, but that's what that is. Favorite post-workout snack? I don't know. After a workout, I'll eat just about anything, but excuse me, as of recently, I've been eating a lot of bananas, especially after workouts and long runs. So pretty easy, healthy. So been hitting the bananas. I'm looking up at my shelf. Only got one banana left. I just bought like 7 of them the other day. So yeah. I mean, anything goes down smooth after a workout, but I try to eat healthy, just properly refuel after going hard. Also, this isn't a snack, but I've been drinking the Element. These are like the carbonated elements, so they're really nice. A lot of electrolytes in them, no sugar. So these don't have caffeine, but they're really nice. Gotta get those electrolytes in. Got some people interacting here, but I have to create a poll. All right, let's see here. Pez or gummies? I'm gonna take gummies. They ooh, Tic Tacs. Tic Tacs are really good. Almost too good. It's hard to not blow through those quick. But Pez are good too. I just don't buy them. But they're pretty good too. But gummies, fruit snacks, gummies, whatever you want to call them, they go down really smooth. Got a nice variety of flavor there. So looks like 60%. Some people have ran today. Some people haven't. That's all right. Get your run in though. Get out there. It's worth it. So we were at a MDE camp the other day with the kids and the panel talking about running and procrastinating, and most of us agreed once you get out there, you don't regret it. So you haven't ran and you're putting it off, go out there, get it done. Most likely will not regret it. My mouse going. Weekly miles. This week we count mileage Monday to Sunday, so tomorrow will be the last day of counting mileage. So this week will be 90 miles. So been building. So last week was 85. So 90 this week. So that'll be nice. Not too much, but I like 90. I don't feel like it. I mean, it's not easy, but it doesn't feel too much. Glad I could make the stream. Glad you could too. Thanks for joining. So we're just talking running. Any running questions or whatnot? Have you hit 100? I don't know if I've officially hit 100. I've been pretty close. I mean, I've definitely hit some 95s. There was a time in college we were pretty close. I mean, it really depends how you count it. If you count some of like the jog, some of the jog recovery or something, then we may have it may have been 98, 99. So I'm gonna say no. Rest day, normally for me, when I think of rest days, for me personally, there's definitely easy days that would be like in a sense rest, but I don't take off. I rarely take off days. I'm just, personally just never been a big fan of those. Don't really feel too good doing them, and just have never been in a training program where those have been big. Taking a few more here in Minnesota. So, but yeah, I'm more of, for me personally, more of a fan of just maybe a little bit shorter one day, or taking it easy. So if you're not, day after a workout, taking this week that we're currently in, when was it? Or Wednesday. We had a pretty tough workout Tuesday, so Wednesday morning, didn't go super hard, and then my second run on Wednesday, we took it for us pretty slow. So just feel better getting the easy pace in, still getting the blood flow. 112's highest mileage. It's pretty good. Ideal temperature to run in? Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, I think if it was like 55 degrees, no wind, low humidity, and the sun was out, I would say that'd be it for me. So, yeah. Always, obviously, of course, there's, some other factors there with wind and humidity, but yeah, I'd say 55 sounds nice. Anywhere from 50 to 60 if it's like sunny, no wind, low humidity. It's pretty ideal. How many days a week do you do doubles? Normally 2. Kind of in the training that I'm in now. So Monday, Wednesday. So it just really depends. But yeah, once we kind of get, into our max mileage or close to it, if we're a little bit down one week, still hitting 2 doubles. I mean, there's weeks, we've hit 3, and there was times in college I've done that, but my training now, mainly just 2 days. So yeah, I'll say 2. Yeah, earlier I said may cut this off at 1:30, but we're getting some more questions rolling in. So if we keep getting questions rolling in, we'll keep it going for longer than 1:30. So probably should have given people a few more minutes to hop on, but probably will for sure cut it off at the latest at 2 o'clock for me, 2 o'clock Central. And right as I say that, we quit getting questions, but yeah, doubles. I mean, normally I do doubles Monday, Wednesday. Normally is the plan. There has been weeks I've done it on Thursday, but normally it's Monday, Wednesday. But there has been Monday, Thursday. There's been some Saturday doubles. Normally not. Friday doubles are rare. Tuesday doubles are probably the rarest, but it's been done. How often for strides and how far? Normally I mean, recently it's just been one day a week, but I think once we start getting into some more like track workouts, probably 2 days a week, it would be more common. So how far? I mean, it really depends. I mean, roughly probably, I'd say anywhere from 80 to 120 meters. I don't, you know, in recent, I don't measure them out or time them. So, I mean, I have timed them 15 to 20 seconds, but for me, I've been running for so long, like, I know what a stride is and I know how it should feel and I know about how long it should be. So I just kind of do it. So if I do, four to six strides after a run, the first one and maybe the shortest one, just kind of loosening up into it, and then the next ones be about the same. But yeah, roughly 100 meters. That's always seems to be kind of standard, but I don't measure them or time them these days. Just kind of go off feel on those. Best warm up, cool down exercises. I mean, for me, if I'm gonna do a hard workout, I mean, for running, we normally just run to warm up. But I mean, I just like doing an active warm up. So just some pretty basic stuff: high knees, A skips, B skips, butt kicks, stuff like that. Leg swings beforehand. Some other any sort of other like drills like that, and then maybe some band work just to kind of get your glutes activated. I think those are really nice. Do those for a few minutes. Cool down. When it comes to cool down exercises, normally I don't do too many exercises. Just some kind of basic stretching and rolling out. I have an R8 and recovery roller, so I don't have that around. It's downstairs. I'm not going to go grab it, but yeah, more so afterwards, just kind of stretching and rolling out. Sometimes it's nice to walk for a little bit. Like today, after I finished my run, I maybe walked for a couple minutes, just kind of walked a little bit just to kind of cool down. Didn't want to just hop back in the car and go. The people need a Silas interview on the channel. They do. Thank you. They do. So I've tried to get Silas. So we'll hopefully our schedules line up one of these days. Get Silas on there. Talk about some stuff. He'd have some good stuff to say, and he knows it. But we'll see. Hopefully, I'm sure at some point in time Silas will do it. But Silas is on the channel, so if you scroll back, especially the early videos, Silas is on there. He's no stranger to the channel. But yeah, talking about interviews, may switch up some of the interview style though. Kind of probably make the interviews a little shorter. I don't mind how long they are, but I think generally speaking, they're probably a little long for most people. But may switch up, try to get a little more specific. Thinking about getting a little real specific with people we interview. Like if I get someone on here who's good at a marathon, we're going to talk about marathoning. If we get someone on here who's ran a really fast mile PR, talk about that. If we get somebody on here who's like a high school coach, let's talk about coaching. Or maybe get somebody on here who's good at cross country. We'll talk about cross country. So I think that'd be fun and interesting. And I don't always do it for the views or subscribers, but it is nice to grow the channel. So I think that would be a nice way to grow my channel. I don't know how anybody feels about that, but that's how I see it. And if it doesn't work, I might mix it up again. So that's the fun part of it. What do you think the most important workout for stamina and speed? Ooh, it's always tough when you say the most important. It's a lot of good, lot of good training out there. A lot of good workouts. One that comes to mind that I think really helps with stamina and speed is hill work, hill sprints, hill reps, whatever you want to call them. That's one that's coming to mind. I mean, everybody's different, so maybe for some people that's not the most important, but I really like hill workouts for that. I mean, I think it's really nice. You get a lot of benefit from those because, I mean, if you're doing continuous hill reps for, it's hard up, jog down, one continuous run, so I think that helps build the stamina. Also, you're getting aerobic, but then also with speed, getting a little turnover going up those, building the muscles going up the hills. So yeah, at the right time, I think hills can be really really nice. Some workouts are obviously you're going to build speed but no real stamina. Some of them, the other way, getting a lot of stamina but not really any speed. But I think hills have a nice way to hit all that. Hill workout. What is the distance? Really depends. I mean, I think anywhere from like 2 to maybe 400 meters up. It just really depends on maybe your level, how old you are, where you're at in your training. I mean, I guess you could do 100 meters, but that's a lot of reps, and maybe would be probably a little more speed than that. But I think 2 to 300 meters. I mean, it always also depends on the how steep the hill is. You don't want it too steep, but yeah, 2 to 300. It's pretty common. I have done longer. Done some 400. So I've done 800, but that was kind of a very specific workout with a unique setup. But generally, 2 to 3. Cross country versus indoor versus outdoor versus road race. So for asking what my favorite is, that's really hard because I really like all of them. But cross country always holds a special place in my heart. Been doing it for so long and had so many good memories. And so yeah, indoor. I mean, honestly, I think maybe it's because I've had more success in indoor, but I think I may like indoor more than outdoor. So road races are cool and fun, but for me, being more of a 5K guy, I also ran some good 3Ks. There's not as many opportunities. If there was, I mean, there's always 5K road races, but for super competitive, there's not a ton. So, but the road races are fun. I mean, I think they all bring their either unique things to the table. So one thing I do like about road races, I tend to like to kind of not go to the lead. I like to kind of tuck in and move up, and that kind of works out well for me because the road's wider. So you got more room to get around people, and normally it works out better than indoor. If you go like towards the back of a heat, it's harder to cover moves, harder to get to the front. Um, and I've done it, but it's also like got the best of me. So outdoor, I mean, they all bring their own cool stuff. Outdoors, nice, less laps. I mean, the indoor laps don't get to me, but mentally, but it is still nice to have to do less laps. So hill reps for time, uh, hill for time versus reps. I guess it doesn't really matter. It just kind of depends on, in my opinion, just kind of depends what you want to do. I mean, I think it also maybe if you're, coaching, kind of depends on how your athletes are. Some people, if you're worried about them going too hard, you may want to put a time, but or overall time maybe. Say we're gonna do 15 minutes of this, but I think either's fine. You just gotta kind of see. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, I guess, but especially if you don't have it measured out, yeah, you probably do time or yeah. Interesting thing, if you're coaching, you got a big team, and you say we're gonna go 30 seconds. I mean, your top runners are gonna get a lot further in 30 seconds, but still 30 seconds, 30 seconds. So I think either's fine. 5K, 3K, sweet spot for closing kick. Are you saying where I need positioning to have a good kick, or you're just saying those are good distances to still have a kick? I'm not sure. When you go, I mean, with any race, any distance, it always kind of depends on the race, but For me, I mean, also kind of really like, I mean, probably start picking up the pace, maybe 600 to go roughly, 600. And then, especially, well, the 5K maybe not as soon, just because you're probably a little tired, a little more fatigued, given that you've been racing longer. So, yeah, it just depends on the race, but may start picking it up, yeah, about 600 to go. And then you can, if you're feeling good, pretty hammering pretty hard, and then just keep picking it up every so often. I mean, 600 to go, you're probably not going to be going as fast as you are with 200 to go. Same thing with the 3K. I mean, 3K, I mean, if you're feeling pretty good, I think you can start pushing from 800 out. Again, I mean, 800 to go, you may be going way faster than you were going, but for 300, 200 to go, you're still, you're going to be going a lot faster than you were then at 800 to go. So, yeah, it always depends on the race. I mean, a lot of people, I think they always like to go with 400 to go, which is fine, not a bad time to go. But I think some people limit themselves. They don't go before that, or maybe in a certain race you should wait just a little bit. But you think you have to go with 400 to go. But yeah, for me, yeah, 600 to go in a 5K seems kind of nice. 3K, 8 to 300, 8 to 600. I don't mind picking it up, but yeah, always depends on the dynamic, depends on how the race is playing out, how fast it's going, where you're sitting, how the other guys are handling it. So I've gone at a lot of different points in the race. Main thing is that you got to run your own race. So something that's talked about from time to time, but I don't know, I don't hear it talked about as much as I used to. But run your own race. Sometimes you got to find out the hard way when's the best time to go. But I think the more you race, you'll kind of learn when you can go. Pre-race meal. Day of, I keep it pretty light. Don't eat a ton. If I'm racing in the morning or earlier in the day, don't hardly eat anything. Maybe like half a bagel or a very small bowl of oatmeal. Midday, probably midday. If I'm racing like middle of the day and later, I'd say oatmeal for breakfast. And if you're racing at night in the evening, very light lunch, like a very, very basic sandwich. The day before, night before, I'd be honest, I'm not a big pasta, more of like a Chipotle kind of rice and beans, or maybe just like a nice salad. Kind of moved away from the salad and kind of more of like the Chipotle rice, beans, a little bit of greens in there. You drink much before race? Water, drink a lot of water. I mean, leading up to it that week. The day before, try to drink a bunch. It all depends on the race. You don't want to have too much water on you. But, I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're racing in the morning, probably just wake up. As soon as I wake up, drink a little bit. But, and then just sipping. But, yeah, especially if I'm racing, like some of these races, these track races in college or now, it's like you don't race till 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. So drink probably a lot of water throughout the day. But at the end of I mean, it's all said and done, it doesn't really matter what you do the day of. I think especially, I mean, obviously you want to be doing the right things day in and day out, but for like racing, or the same goes for hard workouts, I mean, you got to really make sure you're hydrated the day before. It's really hard to play catch up the day of. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess if you were racing super late at night, you were a little dehydrated when you woke up, you could get hydrated, but I wouldn't recommend it. Drinking water and electrolytes is pretty easy, honestly. I mean, the effort it takes is pretty minimal. I think it's one of the easiest things to do. I mean, go do a long run, that takes a lot of effort, but hydration's pretty easy, and there's a lot of, especially when it's to drink water, or so many different electrolytes. You can get electrolytes from your diet too. You don't have to drink drink I have this element, or you don't have to drink a Gatorade or something, or Body Armor, or any of the other stuff, Noon, BPN, or whatever. Like, just drink water and put a little salt in there too if you want. What meats do you eat? Pretty much anything, but mainly beef would probably be the number one. Beef, and then venison would be the number one and two meats I eat. Don't be don't eat a lot of don't eat a lot of chicken, honestly. I don't have it's just I'm not the biggest fan of chicken, and the type of chicken I like grilled chicken. Maybe that you gotta do a lot of. It takes a lot more work. Um, I go in spurts where I kind of eat more pork chops. I like pork. I like pork chops. I just don't honestly buy it that much. Turkey. I rarely eat turkey. I don't mind it, but it's like if I'm gonna go buy something, I normally don't. Yeah. I did eat some fish the other night, so I don't mind it. But normally I just like eat venison that I have in my freezer from deer hunting, and then mix it up. So I'm more of a red meat kind of guy, especially being high mileage. Need to get the iron. Red meat's a good way to do that. Long run, keep it at easy pace or kick it up a notch. I think it really depends on your training and kind of what type of week you've had. If your workouts have been a little on the easier side, a little bit shorter, I think it's okay to get a little rhythm. For me, it's always. I mean, even if it's you need to take it easy, it's hard not to get a little bit of rhythm in a long run. I think it's okay to. I think an easy long run, in my opinion, is probably going to be a little faster, just a little faster than just like your easy day to day aerobic run. Um, but yeah, I guess it just depends on the week, depends on the training. I mean, also I think for me, like what I would think, like especially for like younger kids, um, if you're a kid, middle school, high school, probably not push it as much while you're young on those paces in the long run. I think it's kind of nice just to get the distance in, and then once you get a little bit older, um, but yeah, and if you are gonna push it, probably not every. If you're gonna notch the pace up a little bit, probably not do that every long run. That's my opinion on it, but yeah, it's hard. It's hard not to get a little rhythm once you've been out there that long if you're feeling good. So, but even on the ones you know get the pace going a little bit, you still got to be smart. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. So want to be smart about it, especially in like this time of year in the summer. Maybe not as much, but once it cools off a little bit, you know, and you're in a lot better shape, you know, those long runs maybe get a little faster. So yeah, yeah. Generally speaking, I'd say easier, but I mean, for me, a lot of times I do get some rhythm, or a lot of our long runs now are kind of easier to moderate. So we're supposed to get a little rhythm, get a little pace, but there's times we're not supposed to, so we don't. So, but generally speaking, I think for most people, they just need to be smart. So smart about it. Depends. Especially, I mean, if you got a race coming up, you don't want to push it too hard. Um, or if you know like the next workout after the long run, even though it may be a few days, it's going to be pretty hard. Be smart because you may feel pretty good and you notch the pace a little bit and you get it done, but then the workout rolls around a few days later and it's not as didn't go as planned. And I think at least for me, there's been some times where the workout didn't go quite as planned, and I look back, it's like, well, that long run I did 2-3 days ago probably went a little too fast on it. It felt good in the moment, and I didn't feel too bad the rest of the day or the next day, but it kind of zapped my legs a little bit, and I didn't get as much out of the workout as we needed to. So kind of my stance on the pace there for long runs. Yeah, probably about 10 minutes here. I'm gonna cut this off if anyone still has some questions. I will say, give a plug. I did a release August 1st, another interview with Tyler Garrett, my teammate at USI. If you haven't watched that, please go watch it. It's doing really bad on views, so we'd appreciate it if that was something you'd go do. Progressive long runs. Yeah, I mean, progressive long runs are nice. If they work with your schedule, if in your training schedule. So I mean, honestly, I think a lot of work long runs kind of turn into some sort of progression, um, just because you're feeling good, and like I mentioned, you get a little rhythm. But if you're trying to use that as more of another quality day, it can be useful to get some extra quality in your week with the progressive long run. So I think the key with those is make sure you start off normal, start off easy, just like you would any other long run, any other easy aerobic run. So, and I think a nice thing, we did this when I was at University of Southern Indiana, was whatever the distance on the long run was, the last mile we'd go easy again. So it was kind of nice to get kind of somewhat of a cool down that last mile. I like that. I don't know how common that is out there, but I know some other people mentioned they've done that. But so yeah, I think the key there would be starting off normal, and then you cut down a little bit. Just really depends how long you're going. So the longer you're going on your overall long run, or however long you're going to cut down, you just don't want to cut down too much too soon, and then get in a spot where you feel like you can't cut down. But yeah, I mean, pace wise, I mean, normally on those, probably shouldn't go too much faster than like what would be your tempo pace. Um, you can get over your head, or just push it too hard and not really get the full benefit of it. That's my opinion of it. But yeah, normally it's like, just depends. It so much depends on where you're at in your training and your season, and kind of where you're at. So, but they're nice. Kind of start off easy, slowly work in a little moderate, and then kind of go from there. Get a little faster than moderate, get a little rhythm, and maybe get somewhat close to that tempo pace. But yeah, not too hard. Don't overdo it. And I think with progressions too, again, like I said, with some of the ones with, if you go a little faster, normally not something you do too close to a race, or especially a big race. Um, and then I think if you're doing those with people, don't let them turn into a race. I think, I mean, you could probably say that about anything, but that's something, I've seen people try to turn the progressive long runs into races. And that's not the point of those. But yeah, they can work out nice. When we were at Southern Inn, we kind of broke them up into thirds. First third, first third, easy, normal. Next third, moderate. Next third, like a little slower than tempo, and then the last mile was kind of a cool down. So that was kind of a nice structure. Kind of give you some flexibility there too. So the shorter the long run, probably the harder it is to break it up into thirds like that if you're doing like 7-8 miles, because then you're not really going to progress that much, but you could. So you take much stock in the Garmin heart rate. Not the wrist heart rate. I mean, it seems to be for the most part accurate on like an easier run, but the harder you go and the faster you go, it just doesn't always seem to line up. I mean, if you get one of the chest straps, they're just called like HRM Pros, or HRM Pro, or whatever. Those are definitely more accurate. I think they're pretty accurate, but the wrist ones, I don't take too much stock in them as a whole. I mean, I think there's a lot of times they're pretty close, but there's just been some times where I'm like, I know that's not right. Like, there's no way my heart rate was that high. I know I was going easy. I was talking the whole time, or I know it was higher because I was racing. So no, I don't take too much stock in those. I mean, if you're trying to train with heart rate, and there's a way to do that. I think the chest ones are way more accurate. You need to do that, or some of the there's a name for it, but the ones you put on your finger, um, maybe use those. Those seem to be more accurate and seem, from what I've seen, people like my coach here sometimes breaks that out. Seen that. I've always wanted to talk to Silas about the race in Dresden where he took the wrong turn and ran about 200 meters for turning around to win the race. Does he remember that race, and what was he thinking? I guarantee you he remembers that race, mainly because Javen and I have never let him hear the end of it. But I don't know. Yeah, you'd have to talk to him in person. So, yeah, I mean, it's still pretty cool that he did win. I mean, because yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. It was funny. We told him not to go, but I think sometimes when you're in a race, you're not focused 100% on your surroundings of like the fans and people telling you stuff. And I think in his mind that was the right thing to do, and so he did it. And you could tell he thought he got under that tape pretty smooth. Yeah, he did duck under that tape. I mean, seeing the tape that's not a good look for him, but I don't know. I don't want to speak for Silas. But yeah, next he needs to. Yeah, yeah. It's not often someone takes a wrong turn and like that and still win. Still, I mean, people have cut the course and won, but hey, he did the right thing. He turned around and came back, so we'll give him that. Give him that one. But yeah, it's hard not to talk about some of those races at Dresden without giving Silas a hard time about that. But maybe he thought the competition was too soft that day and wanted to give himself a challenge. I don't know. I don't know if Silas is still watching and he could put in the chat, maybe defend himself here before we close. That was a long. When was that? I think he was in 5th grade. I think that had been 2012. Young Silas. We've all made mistakes. Some of them just are funnier than others. No defense on that one. Yeah. So that poll we had earlier, who did you run today? 10 people voted, so 60%. So 6 people said they did run today. 4 people haven't ran today. It's all right. Maybe if you didn't run, go for a walk. Do something. Get out of the house if you can. Well, it's 1:58, so yeah, giving those kids a chance. Maybe he did, Blake. So 1:59. So it said at the most going to cut this off at 2. So long run. Oh yeah, Nebraska. Yeah, I thought I was gonna make this lap, or I think I had like 6 miles, and I thought the lap around the lake was gonna be 6, but it was probably like 10 or 12. I don't know. So, sup, Mr. Stash? What's up? So, yeah, I had a walk back, pretty long walk back around that lake. So, rookie move, but yeah, when you're 12 years old, you think you know everything, but you hardly know anything. But yep, that's that. Well, appreciate everybody hopping on the chat. So we'll do these again periodically, from time to time. So like I said, hopefully get Swanee on there. So yeah, go check out the interview with Tyler Garrett. Released that beginning of the month, and yeah, new interview coming out. Try running, get so tired. Yeah, if you're getting tired running early, just pace yourself. Start off short, maybe walk, run for a little bit, walk for a little bit, alternate that. But it's 2 o'clock. I'm gonna call this here. We'll catch you on the next live stream, everybody.